What is up, Heffas and friends? Welcome to another riveting episode of Triple J. If you're new here to this channel, how are you doing? My name is Jillian, and we are in New York City, y'all. Day 2 in New York. And what we have on this adventure is we are going to go see a Broadway show, more specifically, Stranger Things, The First Shadow, which is brand new, just recently got put on the Broadway roster. And as a Stranger Things fan, and especially with the final season coming out here soon, I literally cannot wait to go see this show. I don't know a ton about it, and that's intentional. I believe it's maybe a little bit more of a storyline about Vecna. But no, I'm excited. And this is, I want to say, in terms of here in New York on Broadway, my second, I believe, Broadway performance. The last time I came out here to New York, my sister and I saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which was awesome. So if you are one of my watchers that lives in the UK, I know the West End has a leg of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I don't know if there is a leg of Stranger Things, The First Shadow on West End, but y'all, I cannot wait to see this. And I'll show you a little bit of the view as we're walking to the Marquee Theater. After the Stranger Things show, we are going to get something for dinner, and I don't know where we're going to get dinner. So y'all, we're just gonna see. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna play it by ear. We're gonna see what's open, what looks good. And will there be any caffeine? Y'all, it's crazy that it is my second day in New York and I actually haven't been to a coffee shop yet. And it's just because I'm here for work, going. So I'm hoping that at some point, if not today then tomorrow, we can try out a few coffee shops, right? What is Java and Journeys without a little bit of Java? So buckle it up and join me on this adventure. First stop, the Marquee Theater. Let's go, y'all. And speaking of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, you can kind of see the nest and the wings in the distance here at the theater. And that is what I love about coming to performances in New York, especially with certain shows, is that the theater will also be decked out and adorned to match and theme the show that's going to be playing. So I cannot wait to see what the inside of the Marquee Theater looks like for Stranger Things. If it has a great level of creepiness to it, which I hope it does, as well as what I'm hoping is that they'll have some merchandise. When we saw Harry Potter, they had merchandise and they even switched it out at intermission. And that was pretty awesome. And of course, they're getting our coin. But I'm hoping for a similar experience, a great show with some good merch and, you know, a snack or two. And how's everything going, y'all? I hope you are having a good day. New York is always such a crazy city with the hustle and bustle. And y'all, this is the end of the workday, which is why you see so many people. And not only is it the end of the workday, but we have a lot of Broadway shows that are scheduled around 7 or 8 o'clock. On top of that, a lot of people are just out to get dinner. And we're in Times Square. This is like the busiest place to be. And y'all, have we talked about this? I am not the biggest Times Square fan, but it's like a necessary evil. I don't love Times Square only because it is so touristy, and honestly, most of the shops here, not all, but most, you can find at any major city. So what is really cool about it, of course, are the screens, the views. But overall, to me, I'm like, what's best about this area are the Broadway shows and the access to Broadway. That's what makes it worth my while to deal with all these crowds, y'all. It feels like we're back at Magic Kingdom right now. So yeah, we're going to power through. I hope you enjoy some B-roll of the footage on our way to the Marquee Theater, and I'll check back in with you all when we arrive. friends, we have made it over to the Marquee Theater. Check out the exterior. Takes theater to the next dimension. I'm here for it. And the Marquee Theater is also connected, which I didn't realize, that makes perfect sense, to the Marriott Marquis, New York. Let's go in.
You have tickets, you're going right. If anyone needs a box office, it is straight ahead.
Thank you.
You have tickets, you're going that way.
Thankfully, y'all, we have tickets and we got them a little bit discounted since we purchased these the day before. Continue to check out the view. Hi.
Hello.
We made it to the top. Y'all check this out. We're gonna get our ticket scanned. Y'all, I cannot wait to show you what this space looks like up here on this floor of the Marriott Marquis. It's pretty cool. So we made it in, and for a bit of crowd control, they were basically asking us not to stop, to go ahead and go straight in, which is okay, because when the show's over, hopefully we'll be able to get a view of what the main entrance looks like to get in here. And to show you all, here is a merch booth over here. We're definitely going to check that out. And a place to get concessions, which we're also going to take a look at. So check out these drink prices, especially for the alcoholic drink. Y'all know I love me some old fashioned, but oh girl, 40 bucks is a lot. Let's get a closer look of the merchandise. Here's some keychains and magnets.
Have a good one. You too.
And everything featured over here. Poster. It's a lot of cute stuff. Y'all, this is literally the woes of recording. So I recorded my whole spiel about the merch that we purchased, only to realize that my microphone was up over by my shoulder because I had it attached to the strap of my purse. Y'all, this is like, it happens to me all the time. For those people that are content creators, or if you use like the DJ Osmo, you had the little microphone, have you ever had issues? Like, I cannot stand when that happens, when it's like, oh my gosh, my mic wasn't on. And y'all, if you don't have that mic, the sound is just pretty bad. So I want to go over the merchandise one more time. So Winnie and I each got this really cool Stranger Things t-shirt, and the design is straight down the middle, which is why I'm focusing on that. And you'll see that it says the first shadow. So you see like Vecna as a child, and then the creature that he turns into. This shirt is giving The Shining. It's giving classic horror film, so I love it. And just in time for spooky season, so this looks amazing, I think. Then I also got this magnet, which I think looks really cool. It's the same design as the shirt. And I'm curious, drop down in the comments, let me know When you travel to certain places, are there like little collectibles that you get or knickknacks just in remembrance of what you did? Oftentimes, I like getting a magnet because those are pretty easy to keep up with. And I used to collect a lot of these Starbucks mugs as well, but I immediately started running out of space for those. So I think the magnets are a really great approach, or like a shirt. And even though you may end up wearing the shirt out over time, I've heard of some services, and y'all don't quote me on this, this is just something a good friend told me years ago, that there are certain services where you could send them a bunch of your old shirts and they'll make them into like a quilt, which I think is interesting. So if you tried anything like that, let me know because I'm really curious. I also got this really cool tote bag, and this is the one side of it, and then on the other side you have the branding, of course, that says Stranger Things First Shadow. So in terms of price, we paid what was about like $100. Yeah, so we paid about $100 for our tickets, but they were originally like, weren't they like 140 or something? Yeah, like 160. And you all see it, we have like a very clear view of the main stage, so this is going to be really cool. I really wish I could show you all footage from the show, but of course we're not going to be able to film. It's all right, I'll let you all know what I think about it, and as well show you the props and what everything looks like right outside the theater. Friends, we have just finished Stranger Things, The First Shadow. Girl. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Highly recommend, y'all. The effects, I can't. I am so hyped for season 5. This was so good. You all need to come out here immediately. Stop what you're doing. Beyonce already told you to quit your job. You just need to go ahead, come on out here, get yourself a little ticket, even if it's the day before. Y'all, that was incredible. I don't even know where to start, and I can't, but I will just simply say that it's very much the origin story of Henry Creel, aka Vecna. Y'all, you have to see it. The acting was superb. I laughed, I screamed, I cried. I was going through all the emotions. Baby, this is like, watching this is like being on a roller coaster. It was so good. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Let's go ahead and head on out. We're gonna see if maybe we can capture some footage of the outside of the theater, and then go ahead and grab some dinner, y'all. Let's get to it. And y'all, look, this is why sometimes it pays to stay. Here's the stage. You can see a little bit of the background. Y'all, whoever the stage production, y'all, I can't. It was magnifique. Whitney, my sister, was just saying that she feels like this was better than The Cursed Child. Baby, listen, 2 separate, very different Broadway shows, but I have to agree with her to an extent that I think that I was just enthralled. And not that I wasn't enthralled with The Cursed Child. That was also good. This is just so different. Listen, if you are into horror, spooky, strange, weirdness, this is 100% for you. This is going to speak to your spirit better than anything else can. Okay, I'm done. I gotta stop talking about it. Let's go ahead and head on out. Y'all, something is happening. I don't know what it is. I'm being nosy. Everyone who's left in the theater just started sitting down. So you know I'm getting to my nosy bag. So I'm wondering if the cast is gonna come out, but let's see what's happening, y'all. Look. And as we exit, here is a clearer shot of the Creole house. Which is so impressive to think of the design and the effort that goes into creating the environment. Y'all, this is just like the tip of the iceberg. The show was truly, truly, truly incredible. And that was a treat too, y'all, to hear from the cast. And Whitney and I didn't know, so I think what had happened was that the group of people sitting in the theater toward the end were all theater teachers, which is so nice. And that was just incredible for the cast to take time out to meet with the theater teachers, talk with them, and share some perspective. But y'all, we're gonna go ahead and head over to Junior's. So I don't know if you all know about Junior's cheesecake. Whitney and I, on our way here, happened to see Junior's and we're like, oh, because we love cheesecake. So while we don't know what we're gonna do for dinner, what we do know is that we want some Junior's cheesecake. So we're going to head over. Junior's is across the street here. And we're gonna grab some cheesecake, y'all. And you know what they say, dessert first. I guess after we get the cheesecake, we're gonna mull it over to figure out what we're gonna do for dinner. So let's go ahead and head over to Junior's. Should we just try to cross?
You here if you want, it's just like American diner food.
Yeah. I don't know that that's speaking to me. Y'all, so of what we saw in the restaurant, and you could see actually the menu, speaking of which, right out here, most of what's on the Junior's menu is like American diner food, and they have pretty decent ratings. It's like a 4.4 on Google, so not bad at all, but I kind of feel like I want something else. There's this other pizza place called Joe's that Whitney and I walked by yesterday, and the line was insane. So we're trying to figure out, is it as good as the line? Because the line was crazy massive. It's probably going to be crazy massive again. So we'll see. Should we eat here at Junior's? I don't know. So we have a plan. We are actually going to go over to Joe's Pizza. We're gonna see how crazy the line is. If the line is crazy, y'all, we're just gonna come right back to the restaurant and just get our cheesecake, maybe split a burger or a sandwich or something and call it a day, because it is a little bit on the later side, although you know New York is a city that never sleeps and Times Square is just as crazy as ever. And I'll tell you all, I cannot get over how much cooler the weather is, especially in the evening. This has been so nice. And I think I mentioned this before, but a lot of my colleagues are saying that I picked a really good time to come because it was actually pretty crazy in terms of the humidity. So, y'all, I am just so happy to be out of excessive heat. It just feels so nice. It almost feels like fall in Florida is how it feels in the evening. It wasn't this cool yesterday evening. It was quite warm. So yeah, we're going to continue our walk over to Joe's, and I'll show you all what the line is giving when we arrive. Y'all, it ain't looking good. It is not looking good. Check out the line here. So here's Joe's. And the line goes all the way down here. Yeah. Okay, y'all, this is probably not gonna happen. I don't know what kind of crack is in this pizza that will make people stand in line like this, but the spirit does not have it in me. So back to Junior's we may go. Oh my God, y'all, look at this. I don't think so. Oh no. All right, y'all. We're gonna pause and rethink our life choices. I'll be checking back in with you all in just a few. All right, back to Junior's we go. we're getting close to the restaurant. And y'all, I don't feel as guilty about Junior's. I was asking my sister, I was like, is outside of New York, like, is Junior's a chain? And those of you all that are more familiar with the Northeast, you'll have to tell me if that is the case. I'm like, we don't have Junior's in Florida. And I certainly have not seen Junior's like in Las Vegas or anywhere else where I would think it could also be it. I have seen the little cheesecakes like in the freezer section at the grocery store, but yeah. I am okay with this decision because it's late in the evening and I want to get something to eat and take my tired A to bed so I can get through another day here in New York. Let's head on in. Yes. Now the menu at Junior's is pretty extensive. Here's the front of it here, and y'all, this is many pages long. So you see a lot of food here. I'll drop the link to the menu just so you can get a chance to see what it looks like online, because this is massive. But they are known outside of their cheesecakes for their burgers. So I think Whitney and I are probably going to end up splitting a burger, and the chicken wings actually look really good. And y'all, please don't judge me because I know you're going to be like, girl, you're in New York and this is what you're eating. Trust me, I've been eating pretty well here. She said it's late in the evening. We're tired. Our hotel is near the area. So we're just going to, pick something and call it a day. Thank you. Y'all, in Junior's, they're not playing. They're like, baby, you are going to give us that coin. So the chef specialties look really interesting. But what I think is hilarious is when you get down to the Junior menu, basically for kids, it's like specifically under 12 years old only. Don't be trying to play no games up in here. Y'all, this food looks so good. I'm a girl that just loves her chicken wings, y'all. Look at that. Now, allegedly, the blue cheese is homemade, and it does look homemade. I'm excited for this. And then we have the burger, which also looks good, and it comes with both onion rings and fries. So y'all know how messy chicken wings can get, but I'll try to, show you a little bit of steam action. Y'all, I'm not even gonna hold you. So I just dipped some celery into that blue cheese. That blue cheese is the best blue cheese, period. It is truly homemade. It's homemade. That blue cheese is bomb. Let's get into the chicken wings. You all know I'm gonna give you a little bit of wing action here. Y'all, it looks juicy. It doesn't look overcooked, but we're gonna try it, right? Because looks can be deceiving. Here's our blue cheese dressing here. Y'all, the chicken wing is bomb. Who would have thought to go to Junior's for chicken wings? Right? No, it's bomb. And I'm not gonna lie to you. Winnie, do you think that this is better than the Flying Saucer in Houston? Those wings in Houston were bomb too.
It's right up there with it.
Y'all, if you missed one of my videos from DreamCon, we went to the Flying Saucer. Those wings were so good, and the pizza, everything was delicious. And in case you missed it, y'all, look at the juice. You see how that wing is glistening? That is what a good chicken wing is, y'all. It's not dry. It's not overly sauced. out of 5, y'all. I definitely have to give this a 4.5. So I highly recommend, if you find yourself over in Times Square, it's later in the evening, you're hungry, you want to wait in a long ass line for pizza, come over here. Alright, here's a great view of Junior's on our way out. And it has cleared out quite a bit, as it was pretty packed when we first got in. So y'all, I am ready to take a shower and go to bed. So y'all, let's talk about the food. Overall, I thought it was good. I actually tried a couple bites of my sister's burger. It was juicy. So I don't really have any complaints. Now, we haven't tried the dessert. For dessert, we end up going with their original strawberry cheesecake. And then I also ended up getting a piece of the pound cake because that is something I can actually take on my flight back home here in the next couple of days. That will keep. But yeah, it looks good. And I asked the waiter, like, because they had different varieties of pound cake, like, which one do people tend to get? And he said either lemon or plain. I was like, let's just stick with plain. But yeah, y'all, if I had to rate it, I would probably give it, like, in terms of just the food, not having had the dessert quite yet, I probably would give it a, like, 3.5 out of 5, which I think is fair. Or actually, like, 3.5 to 4. Like, I go back and forth between that because the wings are really good. Y'all, that blue cheese, some of the best blue cheese, and you could tell that it tasted very homemade. I tried a bite, so I'll tell you why, because you're probably like, Heffas, you were raving. I tried a bite of my sister's onion rings. The onion rings, I did not like it because I think they use the same, like, beer batter that they use for their fried fish. And not that it had a fishy taste. I don't know. There was something that just tasted a little off to me. Did not care for the onion rings, but the fries are really good. My sister also didn't care for the pickles that they put on the side. And it tasted like, from what she was telling me, that it was probably like near or adjacent to some sauerkraut or something. So for that, I'm like, I think 3.5 is fair. So that's what I would give it. But I definitely think, especially if the dessert ends up being good, Junior's is a solid option for, you know, you just finished a Broadway show in the evening, you just want to grab a quick bite, get yourself a little cheesecake. It's not a bad deal. Now, I haven't tried anything else that was a massive menu. I'd be open to trying other things. But y'all, it's so hard in New York to try to get all the good places. So since I've been here, I've had some good dumplings. I also had some colleagues take me out for some, I think it was Albanian food. That was good. So I've had some good eats, trust me. I'm hoping that while I'm here, we can cross a couple more really good restaurants off our list and actually get maybe even a proper slice of pizza, because I've never really had some, like, you know, people consider to be the true, authentic New York style pizza, super, you know, thin, that floppy pizza. So we'll see if we'll get into that at some point. But yeah, y'all, this has been a really good evening. That Stranger Things show, I'm still, like, thinking about it in a money or no object. And if I had a lot more time on my hands, I would 100% go back and see it again. That was so good. I will tell you that what I hope I can do is go back and see the show before it ends its run on Broadway, which I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon, especially given that, like, season 5 is coming out, and that's going to, I think, make the show popular for quite some time. So
I think we can.
I don't know. It was great. I absolutely loved it. And I'm hoping that we can get in one more show, but y'all, just don't know if I had time. I have a couple of work functions in the evening, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it. My sister was actually telling me that most of the shows that she saw either started at 2 o'clock, which is during work time for me, so I'm not going to be able to make that happen, or 8 o'clock. So I don't know. I'm really interested, or 7, sorry, 2 and 7. Okay, I was off by an hour. Give me a break. So 2 and 7 o'clock. And so I don't know that I'm going to be able to make it to any more shows. We did want to see Death Becomes Her because, you know, Miss Michelle Williams is in that. And she has gotten so much praise. I am so thrilled for Michelle because I really feel like she's been the butt of so many Destiny's Child jokes or whatever. And I kind of feel like people got really cruel, like a little bit too cruel. And so to see her really get into her Broadway bag and to get the accolades that she deserves for Death Becomes Her, I would love to see Michelle. So if it's possible to go see Death Becomes Her, I will try it. Otherwise, it'll have to be one of those shows that I just put on my list to go see the next time I come back here to New York. Well, y'all, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me on this Stranger Things adventure / Juniors adventure. Y'all, I'm hoping that we can get some really good coffee while we're here and that we'll be able to make some time for that because, again, what the heck is Java and Journeys without a little bit of Java? So stay tuned. Keep hanging in there with me on this New York journey, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.